Shalom, Israel. You know what time it is. It's time for another Take Ground Breakdown. This is the Israelite School of UPK. Take Ground Radio, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. You know what it is. Today we're going to talk about something very important. The Democratic National Elect Vice President, whatever the hell she's going to be in, whatever the hell she's going to be. Kamala Harris, basically. Talking about Kamala Harris. Pull her up. Pull up Kamala Harris. This is her. She's basically the devil in true form. You understand? She's basically evil incarnate. You understand? And we're going to show you why. We're going to read why. All right. Democratic debate. This is a Democratic debate fact-checking article. The attacks on Kamala Harris' criminal justice record. This is on the mercurynews.com. Kamala Harris faced a barrage of tough attacks over her criminal justice record at Wednesday night's Democratic presidential debate, with two rivals accusing her of ramping up drug prosecutions, failing wrongfully convicted defendants, and keeping inmates in prison for cheap labor. These are some heavy accusations. We're going to read and see if these are true. So we're going to see who is the Democrats trying to get black people to vote for. Who is this woman? Where's she come from? You understand? We don't know her. You understand? They're trying to make it seem like she's a black woman. When you look at her, this is not no black woman we're looking at. This is an East Indian woman. This is a heathen. Goes back to her father, her grandfather, or some type of great-grandfather was a white slave owner, was a white plantation owner. You understand? And her mom is from India. This is not a black girl. This is not a black woman. This is the devil. You understand? This is a she-devil. Okay? Let's get more. Harris stood her ground, attacking Biden for his own history supporting tough on crime bills in the Senate and after the debate. All right, let's get more. Okay, here's a rundown of Biden and Gabbard's accusations and what they got right and wrong about Harris' record. Dismissed cases. Joe Biden said Harris had a police department when she was there that in fact was abusing people's rights. She, in fact, was told by her own people, her own staff, that she should do something about and disclose to defense attorneys like me that you in fact have been the police officer. That you in fact have been the police officer did something that did not give you information of what would exculpate your client. She didn't do that. She never did it. And so what happened? Along came a federal judge and said enough is enough. And he freed 1,000 of these people. If you doubt me, Google 1,000 prisoners freed Kamala Harris. And we have done that. And it's true. She hid evidence for over 1,000 cases and wrongfully convicted over 1,000, mostly blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Until a federal judge had to step in. Somebody over her head had to stop the damn madness. Had to stop the madness. Biden is correct in describing the broad outlines of this episode. Let's go now. The former vice president, who once served as a public defender in Delaware, is referring to a scandal Harris faced in her last year as San Francisco district attorney. A technician in the city's police drug lab had been skimming some of the cocaine she was supposed to test, possibly contaminating results. What does that mean? That means she was doing wicked and evil things, lying, stealing, and cheating on black men to get them wrongfully convicted. Tampering with evidence. And this woman, Kamala Harris, knew about it. While thousands, maybe even while hundreds, up to thousands of people were getting arrested by this method. She did nothing. It was on her watch. It was on her watch. You understand? So let's get more. Several members of Harris's staff had concerns about the technician, but continued to prosecute cases based on the lab's work and failed to tell defense attorneys about the issue for months. Can you believe this? Months. This went on for months. People getting arrested, people getting thrown in jail, and they're tampering with evidence. After blistering criticism from a state judge who wrote in May 2010 that Harris prosecutors failed to disclose information that clearly should have been disclosed, Harris moved to dismiss about 1,000 drug cases. 1,000. Over 1,000 drug cases. Alright, let's go down. Death row appeals. Tulsi Gabbard said she blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. In the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. They had to force her to let this man off of death row. What a evil bitch, man. What a evil, wicked, callous, devil bitch. And this is who they trying to vote. Somebody so cold-hearted, so calculated and cold-hearted. No soul, man. No empathy. No mercy. No feelings, man. That's who they want. That's who they want us to. I'm gonna pull her picture up so you can look into her eyes. Them soulless eyes. No mercy, no compassion for blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans in San Francisco. No care. While our people were being abused in San Francisco. While our people being put on death row in San Francisco for crimes they didn't commit. While the evidence is there to get to exonerate them. This is what the Democrats put for black people to vote for. Not only that, when she was young in her career, 20s, possibly in the 20s, she was sleeping with an old 50, 60-year-old white man to get ahead in her career. This woman has no bounds in trying to attain power and influence. This is an intelligent, diabolical, you understand, soulless, unmerciful heathen right here, man. This is not Israel. This is not a black woman. She could never be a black woman. Okay? The facts. Harris Attorney General Office did block DNA testing that some legal observers believe could have helped overturn the murder conviction of a death row inmate who has insisted he was framed. Harris opposed efforts by lawyers for Kevin Cooper, a death row inmate in San Bernardino. Harris said she was wrong and called for further testing. This is after the New York Times investigated. Governor Jerry Brown and his successor, Gavin Newsom, ordered additional testing to take place, which is still ongoing. Her attorneys also defended several other convictions with serious problems. In one case, her office defended a murder conviction in which a prosecutor allowed false testimony in court that provoked harsh criticism of her office from a federal court's appeals court panel. And Harris later changed her position, arguing for the conviction to be reversed. You in there letting people lie on the goddamn stand, knowingly give false testimony, so you know that you done caught this person in a lie. You can tell this person is lying, but you allow them to go on the stand anyway and tell that this black man or black woman did this crime, knowing that person is lying. Most likely a racist. Her office also appealed a judge's decision striking down California's death penalty, which was later overturned, even though Harris is personally opposed to capital punishment and has called for a moratorium on federal executions. But yet, when you say you against federal executions. But when it was in your power to save somebody's life who's wrongfully convicted and on death row wrongfully, you did nothing. You defended it. But you say you're against it. See, the devil, the oppressor, talks with a forked tongue. Says one thing and does another. Okay? There's no truth in him. When they speak a lie, they speak of their own. Inmate labor, Tulsi Gabbard. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. It's false to say Harris kept prisoners incarcerated beyond their sentences. Lawyers in Harris Attorney's General Office did unsuccessfully argue against the early release of prisoners, citing needed inmate firefighting labor. You understand? So instead of letting them out free because the prisons were overpopulated, as you read more into it, they argued they should stay in prison so they can use them to fight fires for rich white people, because their houses were burning down in California, in the hills. And the court filing said that Harris argued that the state should not free some prisoners as part of efforts to reduce prison crowding, because it would negatively impact programs that put inmates to work fighting wildfires. That would severely impact fire camp participation. A dangerous outcome while California is in the middle of a difficult fire season and severe drought. So she wants to put these people life on the line fighting fires where they're dying and burning to death in these damn fires. She's putting them out there instead of releasing them early, or releasing them sometimes on time. She's keeping them in there longer so they can fight for their damn life on the fire against fires, just to save some damn property. This is who we're dealing with. Inmates in California are paid as little as 8 cents per hour, according to Prison Policy Initiative, with those battling wildfires getting about $2 a day. They fighting for their life for $2 a day. $2 a day. Cash bail. She fought to keep a cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way. Harris did come out in favor of raising cash bail for defendants accused of gun-related charges as San Francisco District Attorney. She since changed her tune, criticizing cash bail and pushing for national reform. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're changing your tune now because you're trying to win president and get black votes. So you don't want to say, yeah, increase the bonds, increase the bail system, increase the bails for poor inmates so they can't get out of jail. So they can't get out, so they can't come up with the money. Marijuana prosecutions. She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. This is what you have to deal with. This is what's going on in the Democratic National Convention, in the Democratic Party. This is what's going on. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a disgusting, lying, conniving, evil, wicked monster here. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. This is Kamala Harris. This is who they want you to vote for. This is who they say black people should vote for. This is a travesty. This is ridiculous. The fact that somebody so opposed against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans could possibly come out and think that these things wouldn't come out about her. That black people would actually fall for this and vote for her just because we hate Trump. We hate Trump, but you're not no better. Joe Biden not no better. Joe Biden wrote wrote the paperwork for Bill Clinton's 3 strike laws to give you, if you get 3 felonies, you go to jail for life out in California. Joe Biden was a part of that. He was a part of putting that together. She was a prosecutor, man. I mean, she stood and accused blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of crimes, and many a times crimes they didn't do. And she got the nerves to smile in front of black people's face while married to a white man, hugged up with a white man, getting her back beat out, or getting her back pounded out by a white man, sleeping with white men, but she's supposed to come and be the representative for the black community. This is what the Democrats think of black people. This is how lowly they think of black people. That's why the Bible says don't vote. That's why the Israelite School of UPK said don't vote. Come into the ISUPK, the Israelite School of UPK. Vote for Christ. Learn about the Israelite School of UPK. You can go to our website. You understand? You can go to our website. Come to our classes. We got schools all over the country. We got schools all over the world, all over the globe, for brothers and sisters to come in, change their life, get a new identity, get the knowledge and wisdom of the Most High, and not fall into these traps that the devil and his angels have set for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. An evil woman. A woman who wouldn't hesitate to put a black man, Hispanic man, a Native American man, or a woman in the death penalty, in the death chair, and have them electrocuted to death. Even if it's for a crime they didn't commit. Even if there was evidence that could set this man, that can exonerate the man. This is who we're dealing with. And they tell us to vote. Fuck voting. Fuck voting. Fuck the Democrats. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck all of them. Those are not the type of people we need to get involved with. All these people, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, with these checkered pasts, these racist checkered pasts, they just and they're throwing them in front of us like we're supposed to just forget about the last 40 years of them punishing and brutalizing and torturing the black, Hispanic, and Native American community. Like we're just supposed to forget that. Those 1,500 people and those 1,000 people and that brother, those are human beings. Those is our brothers. Those is our sisters. And even doing one of them wrong is too much, let alone 1,000. Let alone 1,000. We go through enough in this country, in this hell, and we don't need Kamala Harris locking us up for crimes we didn't do, for crimes we had nothing to do with, just so she can get a quota and get ahead in her career, which obviously that's what she cares about most, is her damn career. She doesn't care about justice, righteousness, right or wrong, anything. She cares about getting ahead in her career. That's why she was sleeping with some old man when she was a young lady, sleeping with some old white man so she can get ahead in career. And look, she done went far in her career by doing these type of things. All right, it's time to wake up. Get down with the Israelite School of UPK. Come in our classes under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Go to ISUPK.com. You understand? One West online classes on YouTube. Get right with the brothers, man. This has been another Take Ground Breakdown, Take Ground Radio Matrix session. It's time to wake up. Get right with the Most High. So, with that said,
because the world
Shalom.
does not want it to be revealed that black people.
I don't want no motherfucking truth, never lose. Ain't one west nigga, I don't know you. Back this shit, didn't come to the school. Bitch ass nigga better move. Got a fucking job to do. Tryna raise up all the Jew, all the tribe. Hit with the truth for die. True fat nigga never lie. Time. Don't you see the misses in the sky? One well, GBK for the other side. I'll set the church on fire. And lie to the children of God. Bitch ass niggas, you foul. Probably on a jet right now. Taking your check right now. Probably having sex with your wives. GBK don't fuck with your kind.